What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. CLFurlong here, and we are all about reselling, running, lifestyle, and everything in between. We are back here, guys, for what sold for this week, and this is my 21st week into the reselling game, so I'm excited to be able to share with you. This has been an above average week. Yes, that's a quick win for me. Nothing spectacular, but I do love seeing that every time I talk about my average week, they start to get a little bit better as we progress over time. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into the top 5 items that sold. So item number 1, which was the top item being sold, is this Star Wars Darth Vader lightsaber. This was from 2010. It's one of the FX ones, so it's actually quite high value. I had no idea when it was picked up. So I paid $2 for this, and I was able to sell it for $80. And this is $80 meaning after post. So they actually ended up paying $95, $15 postage. But after all that, profit came to around $68.98. So very happy with this. It was actually quite interesting to send. I had to send it in one of those big tubes, and it did fit perfectly, so surprisingly. So yeah, interesting sale. Item number 2 was this GameSat, the gold standard DVD. Now, this one I picked up probably about 90 days ago, 80 days ago, and I picked up this and 4 others, I think it was, and I paid around $2.57. And now this is for the GameSat, so if you don't know, that's basically for for medical school, and I was able to sell this for $79.97. This is still sealed, so a good profit of $58 after postage and fees, but a single DVD. Now, I do have a couple more of these of different study types, not just the preparation for sections 1, 2, and 3. So it'll be interesting to see if those pick up, because obviously the GameSat happens twice a year, so there is a possibility they will start to sell. So hey, keep an eye out for these. Item number 3. Now, this was the Rachel Kane Vampire series. This was almost a total set. So 14 books here. There's a total of 15. I was missing, I think it was actually number 14. This cost me around $30, and I was able to sell it for $99 after fees, postage, all that jazz. It came in at around $34 profit. So nothing too huge, but this one I really wanted to reiterate that you can still make some good money when paying up as well. So I paid $30 for all these and still got $30 back, so pretty happy. The next one is this Lego Duplo. This was Jurassic World. Pretty cool pickup. I actually picked this one up online and was able to pick it up for about $12.60. Sold it for $45 with a profit of just shy of $28. So once again, this was brand new, sealed. You can pay up for certain things. I mean, not that this is really expensive, but considering my average cost of goods at the moment is around $6, this is pretty good. Item number 5, just one of your basically bread and butter kind of items. If you pick up Crash Bandicoot, you can basically guarantee to get around $40 for this. So this one cost me $4.43. Was able to sell it for the $40, profit of $22. So pretty happy with this. Now, one interesting flop for this week, and there's a bigger story to this. So you can probably see on screen, I've got $30, $2.19. So I picked this up, oh jeepers, end of last year, and by the time I listed, it's been sitting 189 days, and this was an item that I picked up before I was doing average cost of goods. So this one I've actually paid $20 for. Now, I originally had this for $50. I once sold it for $35. This is when I first started, and the person never paid, so then it went through that process, and then got it listed again, and then someone haggled me down to $30, and once again, my own mistake. I probably should have pushed for a bit more, because obviously after postage I didn't really make a profit on it. But this was one of those items where it had gone through more trouble than making me anything. So I just wanted to move it along, get it to someone that's going to appreciate it. Pretty nice vintage Nike sweater. I reckon it probably could have gone more, and I think the problem with this is it probably just needed some better pictures, probably needed some better wording and advertising, and I probably could have got a bit more for it. But this is one of those things where I'm going through this transition of trying to really making sure that I'm spending my time wisely in terms of getting items done and dusted. Whether this has been sitting around for a while, I probably could have got maybe $5, $10, $15 more out of it. But to me, I'm just like, let's just move it along. It had been sitting around for a while, and just gets it out the door. So, it's one of those interesting debates. We can continue to recycle listings and things like that, but this one, I felt like I just wanted it to go because it just kept lingering around. So ended up selling for $30, and after fees, postage, basically lost $2 on it. So is what it is. All right, so the total dollars for this week. So like I said, we've done above average. We've come in with 18 sales, so not super high in terms of the sales per day. Like I said, there was a couple at the start of the week, and then it was really slow, and then it picked up over the weekend. Now, we are still in lockdown for Melbourne, central Melbourne, that is. And when I say central Melbourne, that's like a 60, 70k radius. So regional Victoria, they're out of lockdown. They're good to go. But me, nope, still in lockdown. So I think that is something to consider of how the numbers have played out this week in terms of sales and people, wanting to buy. But last night, I got about 4 sales, all within an hour between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. So very interesting. So margin for this week was 50%, cost of goods 113, sold $668 worth, and profited $333. So interesting enough, where the money was at this week was toys. Profits $131. Even revenue was almost the highest, 202. Books being the majority of the revenue, but not high profits this week. I did sell some shoes as well, which is starting to pick up, which I think that's just seasonal situation. Clothing was the one that we stuffed up before, and DVDs have done really, really well. Obviously, I only sold 2 DVDs, one of them being the GAMSAT, so pretty happy with this. And there's been quite a few video games as well. I think with people in lockdown, that really starts to, people want to buy more video games. They're stuck, and it is coming up to holidays as well. So, kids in their holiday time will want some time to play, so parents are probably purchasing gifts and things like that. So just, these are all things in my head, things that I'm thinking about potentially of why sales are changing. Let me know how you went, because I'm curious to know. So in terms of an average week, we're basically back up there with, as I said, we're above average at the moment, and we've done $668 for this week. So the average being around $657 over the last 21 weeks. So pretty happy with this, and you can see the roller coaster for yourself on screen, but the consistency is here for this week, which is nice. It's pretty good to be able to see that. I mean, we're obviously last week we did around 940, I think it was. But the consistency in terms of when we get down to a smaller week, that smaller week is a little higher. So that's starting to play a part over time. But once again, you just never really know. Sometimes you are going to have those small weeks, and then you will have the big weeks. All right, so the big debate, the big struggle, the thing that I've been trying to really hustle down on for the lockdown period is listings. Now, last week, I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned that I only did around 25 listings. And in my live stream, if you missed that, you can check it out. But I talked about, I've really been struggling with the listing game at the moment. And even though my listings have been down, my sales have continued to be up. But since I'm in lockdown, I've really wanted to just get these listings happening. So last week was a big week for listings. And the next week, I really want to push down and getting some... I've put a lot of attention to this and tried to, I've actually got a notebook right next to me, kind of going through some of the friction points of what's stopping me from being productive in getting 10 done a day or 20 or whatever it is. And I've written a list, and I did a big clean, helped remove some of those friction points today, so come tomorrow morning I can get straight into it and get smashing on it. So I'm setting myself hopefully for some good consistency this week coming up, and let's see, you'll hear it from me next week as well. But yeah, so basically this week I've done an average of 6 a day, and sales was about 2.5 or 2 to 3 per day, so not too bad. So how are we going for the 100k revenue? Day 146, and we are on the 6th of June, so coming up to our next milestone, which is the 9th of June. At the moment, we're at $13,817. We're 80% to our next milestone, so we still need, a good, just shy of $4,000, about $3,500 that we're looking to get, which, at this rate, I'm probably still a good, I'm a good distance away from that. So I think this is where things are going to start to get interesting, and why it's even more important that I'm double tapping the accelerator or pushing down the accelerator on those listings to get things up, get things moving, and see what we can do. I'm also very excited as we're coming to the end of the financial year. There's going to be some things that I'm really just wanting to make sure that I get in practice and in process and in play, ready for the next financial year come July 1st. So looking forward to this month as well, but over the next coming weeks, that's really what I'm thinking about. Well, there you go, guys. That's really this week. I just kind of wanted to re-say that this isn't a bad week. This is a good average week, and at the moment, what I love is my averages are slightly getting higher over every couple of weeks, which is nice and encouraging, because it means that, over time, my averages won't be $600, it will be $700, and it will become $800, and over time it grows. But once again, that only comes back to me putting in the legwork behind the scenes, cleaning up the store, doing the listings, and ensuring I do have that strong feedback rate as well, because that all goes into account when it comes to people purchasing. I know when I get a purchase from someone, I'm sometimes seeing what that seller is like, having a look at the experience of other buyers and things like that. So these are all things to take into consideration. But it is lockdown this week. We are on lockdown till Thursday here in Melbourne, so we'll see what we can do. Try and be productive, make the most of it, and let's see how the numbers will be next week. Now, in terms of videos for this week, obviously I don't have a thrifting video. I think it's likely to be something to do with DVDs, how I mail them, things like that. Let's see, that will come out on Wednesday, and then on Saturday I'll have my next week 2 of the 50k training plan. So yeah, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, difference of opinions, please let me know in the comments below. Of course, I want to hear how you went. If you had a good week, bad week, something that you want to chat about, let me know in the comments below. Really do appreciate you being here and having those conversations as well, because we're here to learn, here to share, and hopefully something here is helped you grow, or you've taken something from this of value. Anyway, my name's CLFurlong, and really do appreciate you being here. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do that wish to bang, and hustle.